What's going on, everybody? This is a segment from the Nerdgasm Talk podcast. If you like podcasts, well, why don't you come join us as the crew gets silly and Philly while we sit to talk about the latest in comics, games, movies, and all things pop culture. You guys can listen to our whole show on all the podcasts apps. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you guys get your podcasts from. And make sure you guys also support the channel by subscribing to the Nerd Coalition Studios. And for the gaming needs, make sure you subscribe to Nerd Coalition Level Up. This is the Nerd Coalition. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And now, feel the Nerdgasm. So you know what? Let's just automatically go in and just get the hard stuff out the way, and we're gonna talk about Jonathan Majors. First of all, Jonathan Majors. What's not to say? First of all, me and Swag, big fans of Jonathan Majors, and he's been on a roll lately.
Yeah.
Every day, like we would check out this brother back doing Lovecraft Country. You know what I'm saying? And then he just swelled up. You know what I'm saying? Harder They Fall. Then he comes out and does Creed. He does Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Was the best part of that movie.
Honestly.
Yeah. So his star was getting bright. Like he was becoming one of the it factors in Hollywood, and it's good to see that. You know. When it comes to that. So, you know, it's okay to be, you know, a fan of him. But March 25th, 2023, we got the news that Jonathan Major has been arrested for assault. When the headlines came up, I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, this is like bogus bullshit, right? Like, this is like, people like, when is April 1st? You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there thinking, and I'm like, that's not till Saturday. Okay, so what the hell is really going on? And he was charged with assault and harassment for a domestic dispute, which those words scared me, in New York. And he, say he was arrested, and then they were saying the female accuser said that she had marks of strangulation around her neck. And, you know, so they said she's been taken to a local medical facility or hospital while Jonathan Majors has been arrested. I'm sitting there with the Home Alone hands on my face like, what's happening?
Yeah, I wasn't ready for it.
Yes.
I was not ready for it. I was like, Marvel, this your big bad.
Yeah, because, look, you talk about the jokes. I'm sitting there thinking like, was it a variant?
Man,
I was sitting thinking like, was it a variant? What the hell's going on?
I heard something. It was like, I can't wait. I'm sorry, they shouldn't say it like that. It was like, I want this to clear up because I got plenty of variant jokes ready.
Yeah, exactly. So, by Saturday night, Jonathan Majors was no longer in the police custody, and he had his lawyers. I'm not saying he had them, but they were coming out saying, "Look, this man is innocent, and you know these charges will be dropped, and we got proof of this joint." Like they said that like immediately after this story came out.
Bro, this thing came out faster than Chris Brown dying on Stop the Yard.
Yeah,
I haven't seen things move that fast in life. I was like, there's no way. The Flash moved faster than that.
And you know, and they would say that, you know, they were trying to get ahead of the curve, but we still wasn't hearing anything. And each day as we waited, now I'm not sitting there saying we was all sitting there waiting at the computer waiting for, you know, to hear what was going on, but every now and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna check in and see what's happening, because as you know how social media works and how the internet works and things like that, it was all these headlines about Jonathan Majors being fired from this ad is pausing this, and this, and I was we were sitting there thinking like, wait, what the hell's going on? Nothing came out yet.
Oh, he was getting fired from places?
Look, they had that Army commercial that he was in. I don't know if you saw it already. They put a pause on that campaign.
Damn.
Already, and there was a couple other things that, you know, I have to go back and look at the list of what he wasn't going to be a part of. And I say, wait a minute, time out. Ain't nothing come out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once again, then you have the people that's either going to jump on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence. It was either going to be people on this side talking about something. See, I knew all this time Jonathan Major's been a problem. All of a sudden, these new reports come about how he's trouble to work with on set, and he has this problem, he has that problem, and of course, he finally put his hands on them, and he needs to be fired from this, fired from that. And then you got the other side that be like, excuse my language, but this bitch is lying. They always be doing this to us. They be trying to take us down and ruin careers, stuff like that. But the real thing is, at the time we didn't know anything.
Yeah.
We did not know which side of the thing land on. Now, before we get into some of the details that came out, because his lawyers were sitting there saying all the evidence proves that Mr. Majors is entirely innocent, did not assault her whatsoever, and that they had proof of this. And it was like, okay, but it's not here. Mm-hmm. And you're dealing with the most dangerous thing of all, and that's the court of public opinion.
Yeah, because Twitter already said he's guilty.
It's like, and that's unfortunate. Yeah. It really is unfortunate. And I was sitting there looking at this, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, God, I hope this isn't true. Mm-hmm. But I'm not so blind to the fact that I'm not saying it can't be true.
Right.
You do have to try to wait until all the facts are there. But we live in a world of we gotta know now. Mm-hmm. And so we can be judge, jury, and executioner. And the sad thing is, it was like, look, people have bad days. Is it right to hit a woman? No, it's not. Or assault a woman or anything like that. And it could have just been one bad day. And does he not deserve? We've seen people get second chances for worse, Ezra Miller. And should he be canceled for that? But then on the other side of things, it's like, if this is a lie from this woman, you mean to tell me, like, because this does nothing for the women that are being abused,
right,
are being assaulted, because now you don't know which one, which way, which side of the fence is going to land on, and how hard it's going to be for them to try to prove their case. Mm-hmm. So it was really very unfortunate. So as the days was going on, we just wasn't hearing anything. But then today, earlier today, we recorded at night, but today, some news dropped. Mm-hmm. They released some text messages exchanged between Jonathan Majors and his girlfriend, I believe that this lady was. And I think, I don't know if it was his attorney that did or did it, but I don't think what they released did what they thought it was going to do.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I was just talking to my wife about this. I said, please explain this to me before I go up on air and make myself look stupid. Okay? Because I said she was very tired. I wanted a woman's perspective. I actually wanted her on this. Mm-hmm. But, it was late since we recorded this. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, okay, break this down to me. Because there were 3 texts that they released today. And there were screenshots of the messages. And there was, and in one of the messages, his girlfriend wrote, "They assured me that you won't get charged. They said they had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me and they knew we had a fight." Next message was like, "I'm so sorry you're in this position. We'll make sure nothing happens about this. I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone." And then another message says hours later, she says, "I reiterate how this was not an attack and they don't have my blessing on any charges being placed. I read the paper they gave me about strangulation and I said point blank, this did not occur and should be removed immediately." Now,
that sounds more of the abuser so deep within the relationship.
Okay, so here's the thing. My wife said the same thing.
Okay, that's what it sounded like. It's like I don't know the word. I don't think Stockholm syndrome is the right word.
I don't think Stockholm says battery or something. I don't. She knows the terms. I don't. So I don't even want to get some stuff like that. Now, there's two ways she was meant to look at this, because we only can go by what we have. Mm-hmm. Okay, we remember that, people. We can only go by what we have. The text seems as though that of somebody who could have been battered or beaten, and to the point where it's just like, I'm more scared for me, or if I was to ruin your career, like what you could do to me, or even something along the facts that, oh no, you see cases of the woman be like, he hit me, but it was my fault that he hit me because I did this and I did that. That's one side of how the context of these texts look.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
But on the flip side of things, there is certain things that she's saying, especially in the last text message, of saying how this was an attack, and how they gave her a paper about strangulation that said point blank, this did not occur and should be removed immediately. You can take away the way what you want. The overall line here is, they should have just let the video come out.
I was just wait till the court case.
Exactly.
You don't really need the public attention.
Yeah, but see,
I think that's what they're trying to do.
Well, I think this is an opinion, which 9 times out of 10 this opinion is going to be wrong. But what happened is, I think the attorneys, because first of all, like my wife was saying, like he may need to get some new attorneys.
Yeah.
And I think, look, this man is on the top right now.
Right.
He just done franchise after back-to-back franchises. They love him for Creed, and he is the new big bad in the next Marvel phase.
Right.
He's the new Thanos over there. Especially when it's a character that's going to be playing multiple versions of a character. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with all that being said, I really think that the attorneys were focused too much on the media.
Right.
Because the media has been, every day I've been hearing something came up on YouTube, or you see something on social media where Jonathan Majors is Marvel's discussing Jonathan Majors' future, or Marvel's going to fire Jonathan Majors, or Jonathan Majors is going to get canceled from this, or he's getting fired from that, or he's going to jail for this. So I'm like, wait a minute, y'all don't. All this information is not concrete information.
Right.
But it's there. It's in bold letters. And maybe the attorneys, just maybe the attorneys were like, didn't we just say that he had nothing to do with this at all? Well, we're going to even prove it to you more by releasing this. And I'm like, you're making it worse.
Right.
You're making it worse.
The only time I saw a court case where it went the right direction, where somebody was patient, was the whole ushers and herpes thing.
Yeah, damn.
Remember that? He was quiet.
Yeah.
And as soon as he came out where it was like, oh, it ain't true, he sued the person that framed him for his messed up his name. I was like, you just keep quiet. Let your lawyers do the talking. Sometimes your lawyer do too much talking. So you got to watch them.
Exactly. And I don't think, I really think what they must have thought, what would happen when they released this text, they might be like, oh man, he's innocent. And the woman's, maybe the woman's head is not all the way there. So, and the reason I say that is because my wife also brought up the fact that, even if, like 100%, like truly, Jonathan Majors had nothing to do with this, you still probably ruined this man's career.
Yeah.
By just even sending the text messages, because all that will be used in a court of law anyway.
Yeah. And that already looks shady for some people.
See what I'm saying? And it's like, it don't help the case. It seems like now you even doing that is going to speed things along. Because You can't. Excuse me. I felt the burp coming up and it just wasn't coming. You can't. Yeah, you can't sit there and say to yourself, "Oh man, the media's getting out of hand." The media always gets out of hand.
Yeah.
Everybody on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook or whatever the case may be, everybody got to be an expert, and they're not. All you have to do is just you got to play. There's no way, people. You got to say something. There's no way that Marvel is firing Jonathan Majors after 1 week. Now, have black people gotten fired for less in quicker time? Absolutely. I'm not ignorant to that.
Now, I would say Marvel will be more careful now because the James Gunn, they fired him quickly and then rehired him.
You know what? I do apologize. You're right. You're right about that. They definitely did fire James Gunn relatively quickly.
Now, I mean, all sin is equal.
Yeah.
What James Gunn was saying was kind of wild.
So, I mean, it is a possibility.
Compared to what Jonathan Majors is accused of doing, I'll say what Jonathan Majors is doing is worse.
Yeah.
And they took James Gunn out right away.
Yeah, I do think Marvel needs to be more careful because also this is coming off the heels of Ezra Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that is because when you're in the public opinion, it's all about the optics. People don't know about channels and stuff that you're going through and private conversations that you had and things you had put in order to get this thing done. Nobody knows anything about that. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows anything about that. All they see is what's in front of them. And when you look at the Ezra Miller case, where there's something alleged about Ezra Miller, he did it all.
Right.
And then some.
We have it.
Yeah.
We have it in 4K.
Exactly. And twice on Sunday. He's done all that, where Jonathan Majors is still being accused of doing this. But yet, here's the thing. Ezra Miller has still yet to pay for any of the things he's done.
Mm-hmm.
That has been worse than assault charges. This man has kidnapping charges. This man has battery charges. This man has physical harm to people. He has all of this. And
he was a supervillain.
Exactly. But it doesn't. But in the optics, you see this white guy who is part of a huge franchise like The Flash, which is part of the whole DC side.
Well, I think he's they, them pronouns, so.
Oh, my apologies. My apologies.
I think, I'm not, as far as I remember.
Okay, I want to make sure. Okay, because I give myself the pronouns. I apologize. So they are still here. Their movie is coming out in June.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh. It don't look good. And then it's like, if Marvel go over here and says, you know what? Jonathan Majors is fired. And then the first question everybody's hit is just like, really?
Right.
And then that caused up a whole swarm of things like, what, and Marvel, like, did we not see what Ezra Miller did? And then that's when people start going out and getting receipts about who Marvel has under their payroll that has done some shady stuff too. You know what I'm saying?
Because Robert Downey Jr. is going to be the first person everybody pull up.
They got the thumb on the switch. You hear me? They're just waiting for this joint. It's just kind of like the whole thing with John Moran.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's back playing basketball. Still has to do all the same. But it's like people are going to pick and choose. And unfortunately, like Marvel has to be very careful. There's no way Marvel is just like in their bed right now talking about all right, update me on Jonathan Majors. Please, Kevin Feige is on that phone trying to figure this thing out now. Okay? To make sure that, because it's not just simply as firing and recasting.
Right.
Nothing is that simple. If that was the case, Black Panther 2 would have been different.
Yep.
It ain't that simple. And I don't even work in Hollywood or I don't work in movies like that, but it's just not that simple. All this shit costs money. This guy...
Yeah, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money.
Excuse me. This guy is not just part of a multi-million-dollar big blockbuster superhero movie that's connected to to DC. This man is physically in multiple movies and TV shows as this variant.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to consider and take out and do all that kind of stuff. So Marvel really needs to just like I'm gonna give them the benefit of that. They're really trying to think this out before we even get some concrete news. But right now, don't release no more stuff. Don't have her come out making no statements. Don't have Jonathan Majors come out. Wait and play the. You gotta play a long game.
Yep.
You have to play a long game. Now, I know I've been talking a lot. I apologize for running, but
no, you know more information about this than I do. I didn't even know about the whole text messages. If it is true, he need to face consequences.
Yeah,
that's just as simple as it gets. I'm not going to sugarcoat. He needs to face consequences if it is. I'm hoping it's not. If it is, face the consequences.
Yeah. And you can
there's literally nothing. There's nothing else I can say.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can face consequences, learn your lesson, and come back a better person.
Yeah,
it has happened to everybody, because everybody who sit there and talk, man, please, I don't want to see you on your worst day.
Like, these ain't YouTubers.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. they make a video. I learned, y'all, and then they don't really learn.
Yeah, no. Look, the thing is, the mistake you made, you wasn't caught on camera. You weren't a public figure. Nobody cared about you.
Right.
So those things are very, very scary. And like I said, the best way I can compare this, like, since we do a wrestling podcast, and for all my wrestler subscribers out there, fans know me, I compare this to the Velveteen Dream, where he was such a great wrestler. And he had a great character, and he was coming up the ranks very fast, and he was getting over with the crowd. And then he was accused of doing things with minors.
Ooh.
Yeah, see? And
I'm sorry, you can't come back from that in my book. You can't come back from that in my book.
He's been fired. He ain't been back since. But he has such a bright future. His career is over.
Yeah.
It's over. And it always pains me to see a talented black man go down. But you can't do that stuff, man.
Yeah.
You can't do that stuff. And it's the thing, I get benefits of the doubt when I try to sit there and get all the facts in, and then when we go to court and do all that kind of stuff like that, and then it's like, well, look, these the facts, these the evidence, we improve what this man did. I'm just like, R. Kelly, sorry, dude, you gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for that.
Bill Cosby, he had to pay.
Oh God, that shit still hurt, bro. I'm so sorry, but but it's true. It's true because and Cosby hurt just a lot because you got to understand the history that I have, because my grandmother was friends with Bill Cosby, and like I said, they are both from Philly, so she grew up with Bill Cosby and knew Bill Cosby also. But Bill Cosby, when I was growing up, reminded me of my grandfather. Just everything that, he reminded me of the way he dressed and the way he was just such a caring. I have all the patience in the world father figure. Mm-hmm. That was my grandfather. So that's why I always, kind of like put them together with. And then, but every time I talk to my grandmother about Bill Cosby, she would just seem disgusted. Maybe she knew something that I didn't know, and I didn't know that at the time.
And apparently a lot of people did know.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. And then when it all came up, it's kind of like, yo, my grandfather just did all this. That's how I felt about it. But I would say, because my relationship is different.
Right.
So when it comes to Jonathan Majors, I'm like, man, look, I am hoping that they can get this thing cleared up and straightened out.
Yeah.
Because it sucks. You got the wrong channel. If I'm gonna come over here and blame either side here, I'm not coming over here and saying this man needs to be fired and lose everything credible about him. And I'm not gonna come over here and say this woman is a liar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that, or she making stuff up. I'm not saying for either one of them sides. You gotta wait till all the facts come out before you can make a judgment.
Yeah.
Because somebody's career and life and just their mental is on the line here. Everybody, like, we casually sit and talk about this on YouTube right now, doing a podcast, stuff like that. This man is probably sitting in his bed. I can't explain how he's feeling right now.
Right.
You wake up the next morning, the whole world hates you almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to find out who are your close friends, who's calling you to check up on you.
And then a lie, this is guilty until proven innocent.
That's how it is. They tell you that you're innocent to proven guilty. Well, that's bullshit. Because it's always nobody treats this man like he's innocent.
Mm-hmm.
He's guilty and he's proven innocent. Then when if he's proven innocent, everybody will take a sigh of relief, and then they're gonna go back to like, hey man, I knew. No, you didn't. Come on, don't do that.
If they even promote, put that out that he's innocent.
Exactly.
Because when people are innocent, they're quiet.
Oh yeah, they were kind of hey, okay, Jonathan Majors is innocent, and then it's all just quietly disappear.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, but if he's guilty, man, post it everywhere. But go on CNN, go on MSNBC, go on Fox News. Let's talk about Kang. Yeah. So, but yeah, people, let's just wait and see. I just want to talk about what's been going on so far. Give our 2 cents on it. But hey, he who has not sinned cast the first stone. Yeah.
Also, if you are a product of your past, but that doesn't mean you got to be a prisoner. You can move on.
Hot damn. Go ahead, Sway.